In the realm of human connections, two things we should never chase after, like a fleeting shadow, are genuine friendships and authentic love. Just as the Stoics taught us, we must accept what we cannot control, and that includes people's time and affection. It's a concept deeply ingrained in Stoic philosophy, the idea that we should focus on what is within our control and accept with equanimity what is not. This principle, known as the dichotomy of control, reminds us that while we have the power to choose our actions and attitudes, we cannot dictate the actions or feelings of others. But what does it truly mean to accept what we cannot control? It's about relinquishing our attachment to outcomes and learning to find peace and contentment in the present moment, regardless of external circumstances. It's about recognizing that the only thing we truly have control over is ourselves, our thoughts, our actions, our responses to the world around us. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, there is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. People make choices based on their priorities, and if they're not making time for you, it's because you're not a priority to them. When someone claims to be too busy, believe them. Don't try to change their mind or force them to make time for you. If they truly cared, they'd find a way to be there for you. This aligns with the Stoic notion of acceptance, accepting reality as it is, without resistance or attachment to our desires. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, famously said, "We are disturbed not by things, but by the views which we take of them." In other words, it's not the external circumstances themselves that cause us distress, but rather our interpretation of those circumstances. It's important to recognize that everyone has their own priorities, their own obligations, their own struggles, and while it may be tempting to take someone's lack of time or attention personally, the truth is often far more complex. Perhaps they're dealing with their own challenges, their own insecurities, their own fears. Perhaps they're simply overwhelmed by the demands of modern life and struggling to find balance amidst the chaos. Whatever the case may be, it's essential to approach the situation with empathy and understanding, rather than resentment or judgment. The Stoics remind us that we cannot force someone to have feelings for us. Just as the genie in Aladdin couldn't make someone fall in love, we cannot make someone love us. We must accept that love is a gift, not a right. This echoes the Stoic principle of amor fati, or love of fate, which encourages us to embrace all aspects of our lives, including the relationships we form, with acceptance and gratitude. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote, "Fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant." In other words, rather than resisting the reality of a situation, we should embrace it wholeheartedly, recognizing that it is ultimately beyond our control. But what does it mean to embrace fate? To accept love as a gift rather than a right? It means letting go of our attachment to specific outcomes and learning to appreciate the beauty of the present moment, regardless of whether it aligns with our desires. It means recognizing that love is not something to be possessed or controlled, but rather something to be cherished and nurtured, like a delicate flower blooming in the garden of our hearts. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." We should never beg someone to love us, to care for us, to try for us, or to talk to us. If someone truly wants to be in our lives, they will make the effort. If they don't, it's not because of a lack of trying on our part, but because they're not invested in the relationship. This sentiment aligns with the Stoic concept of self-sufficiency, which emphasizes the importance of finding contentment and fulfillment within ourselves, rather than seeking it from external sources. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." But what does it mean to be self-sufficient, to find contentment within ourselves? It means recognizing that our worth and value as individuals are not contingent upon the approval or affection of others. It means cultivating a deep sense of self-respect and self-love, acknowledging our inherent worthiness and deservingness of love and respect. It means learning to find joy and fulfillment in our own company, in the simple pleasures of life, in the beauty of nature, and the richness of our inner world. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." The Stoics taught us to value our time and energy, and to not let others become an option in our lives when they're not willing to prioritize us. Remember, you are worthy of love and respect, and you deserve to be treated as a priority in someone's life. This idea reflects the Stoic principle of self-respect, which encourages us to cultivate a strong sense of worth and dignity within ourselves. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Never esteem anything as of advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect." But what does it mean to prioritize ourselves, to recognize our own worth and value? It means setting healthy boundaries and honoring our own needs and desires, even when it means disappointing or upsetting others. It means refusing to settle for anything less than we deserve, whether it be in our relationships, our careers, or any other aspect of our lives. It means taking ownership of our own happiness and well-being, rather than relying on others to provide it for us. As Epictetus famously said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." So, my friends, let's embrace the wisdom of the Stoics and learn to accept the choices others make. Let's focus on building genuine connections with those who value us and cherish our time. And let's remember that we are worthy of love and respect, and we should never settle for anything less. As Seneca wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future."